Hi there, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. I'm Angela and this is another garden vlog. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on here in my Zone 6 garden during this first-ish week of May. Maybe we're approaching the end of the second week. I missed last week's video, so you'll get 2 weeks worth of what's going on here in the garden. If you're ready, let's do it. I am still actually in the process of getting the garden kind of tidied up, and I've really delayed doing that and just kind of putzing about with it, a little here, a little there, and I feel like I'm making some progress. So I'm going to kind of show you more about that here in a minute. But one thing that I've done is to get my peppers planted. They're in these pots here. That's a lot of peppers, and they seem like they're a little bit lagging behind, and something is getting to them. You can see that there are a number of them that look like they've just been chewed right up, and there's some holes in the leaves. I think it's snails, it's slash slugs, but I'm gonna have to get out here this evening maybe and see what I can see, and especially maybe on a rainier day when the slugs tend to come out in full force and relocate them to the woods. Yeah, so that is my pepper. There's a lot of them. I hope at least half of them thrive. I'll be happy with that. Sometimes you got to just settle for what you can get, you know. Haven't done anything with my long beds here. That is definitely next up. Potatoes are thriving, at least if the foliage is any indication. And the foliage looks so good. It's robust, healthy. I'm really, really pleased with the way those are looking. Even this row here, which may not get as much sun because it gets a little bit shaded out by these hops here growing up on the tall trellis, they're still doing fine. So I'm going to take that as an indicator that everything's going fine under the ground too. And then a few more potatoes over here. Some of these I've just opened the bag, new bags or bags I've had in my shed for a while that I forgot I had. So I found them and pulled them out, and I am filling them with soil. Those are, let me go back. These I believe are 20-gallon sized, and contrasted with these here, which are 7 gallons. And tomatoes are going to go here. So I'm kind of mainly prioritizing getting set up to get the last of the tomatoes in. So they'll go, those bags I just showed you back that way, and then these bags here. And if I can find room for more bags, I know that I have enough seedlings to get them in, but I need to make sure that I leave enough, you know, walkway space to get through the garden and maneuver and drag the hose through. There are tomato seedlings along this fence row here. They're so small, and I feel like they should be doing a little bit better. I know it's still, we've had some cool nights, so maybe that's part of it. We'll give it some time and see. And so other than getting the 2 long beds resituated, I'm still working on getting anything that's not a planting space, getting it cardboarded and mulched. And all down this row here, except for my big bushy oregano plant there. These are all tomatoes, and they're doing okay, but they're not, you know, what I would say thriving. So not sure how worried to be about that yet. And this is another long bed, 12 feet. There are tomatoes in there. I'll take you through. Onions there, and I still need to pull out these old kale plants that are spent, and I'll have this half of this bed to plant, and then there's onions on the other side. You know, and come to think of it, the onions aren't really thriving either, and I don't know if that's just because we just haven't had enough hot sun yet and the right weather for it, but you know, just something to be aware of, I guess. The garlic seems to be doing really well. It's in here. And of course, the hops plants, they grow like a weed. And since we really don't do much home brewing here in the household these days, I'm kind of reconsidering keeping the hops. Although something tells me that getting them all out of this bed might kind of be, well, nightmare's too strong of a word. It'll be a big job. And one thing too, working with these plants, I don't know if you guys have worked with hops plants, but the stems and the little connectors between the stem and the leaves are sticky. Not rose bush thorn sticky, but there's like a sticky substance. And I keep meaning to look, like, you can feel it's tacky and then sticky. I keep meaning to look that up to see what that's all about, but then I keep forgetting once I get back in the house. That's about all I've been doing. And it's keeping me busy. I'll be glad when this whole mulching project is over, and then I can really focus my efforts on these beds here, simply because I need that space for summer planting. And I think part of me is a little bit procrastinating because this is a big job too, probably bigger than pulling all those hops plants out of there, but it's got to get done. I'm going to show you my oak leaf hydrangeas. I have 4 of these. It's the Alice variety. They're getting ready to bloom. Look at these leaves. Look how big that leaf is. Yeah, these are really pretty. They turn gorgeous color in the fall. The foliage does. It's really beautiful. And I'm really looking towards the day when these bush out, get taller, and kind of provide a nice backdrop for the foundation there. That'll be pretty. Oh yeah, and I had ordered a 20 pack of those 7-gallon grow bags, mostly because I needed more space for my tomatoes, but I have a bunch extra out of the 20 and I'm trying to find places to put them all. So I've got 3 there, and I put 2 at the end here, and of course they do need more soil. I was just doing the best that I could with the amount of soil that I had. But yeah, so tomatoes might end up going there, or something else. We'll see. At the ends of these rows are primarily herbs that are in pots, that are perennials. And this is lemon balm here, and I want to tell you, if you have never grown lemon balm, you should give it a try. This, once you tear the leaves off and you can kind of crush them a little bit, it makes the most beautiful lemon fragrance. It smells like one of those lemon drop candies. It is so wonderful. And in fact, anytime that I am having kind of a bad day and I just need something to cheer me up, that's what I do. I come out here to my lemon balm plant and it never fails. It just smells so delightful. These are some different basil plants here, and there is, that looks like slug or snail damage to me. And I think I'm going to have to, like I mentioned before with the peppers, just get out here in the evening or something and really see what's going on there. I just don't think of it once nighttime comes around. And I've got 7, these are the 20-gallon size, maybe 15 and 20-gallon mixed. I had some zinnia seedlings that I started indoors from seed, which this is the first year I've done that, and I had a few seedlings, so I put them in these buckets here. And I have a feeling that once I turn the 2 long beds perpendicular to what they are now, these bags are going to have to find a new space. So we'll get there. It's going to get there. Yeah, if you take a look at that, it definitely looks like slug damage. And what eats slugs? What kind of beneficial predator can I get in here that'll take care of my slug situation? I have used Sluggo in the past, but I hate to do that, and I think I will probably try to never do that again. I hate to kill anything that's growing or living in the garden. I feel like nature has its own ways of taking care of these things. I'm just kind of waiting on the cavalry, so to speak. This is a cosmos that I started indoor from seed, and it looks like it's getting ready to bloom. I'm kind of hit or miss with cosmos. I like them, but not as much as I like zinnias. They are pretty. The foliage, so feathery. It's very pretty. I saw on, if you guys don't watch Yellow Door Urban Homestead, you probably should go give that channel a look. It's done by a woman named Asia, and she mentioned she has a small greenhouse as well. And I think I remember her saying on a recent video that she was going to use her greenhouse as a drying rack or drying space for her garlic. And it occurred to me that might be what I end up doing with mine too. The problem, like why I don't really use it as a greenhouse, even though I've kind of got some shelving and some pots set up and ready to go, is that in the summer it gets too hot, even with the shade cloth that I have on there. I'll take you around and show you. So you can see it's kind of darker on this side. There's a green shade cloth that I have going from almost the bottom and then up around to the top there. It helps, but it gets so hot in here, and without a fan it's just way too hot. And then conversely in the winter it gets too cold at night. So even seed starting, it gets freezing cold in here at nighttime, so I have to do all my seed starting in the house. And it's just a matter of getting some electricity out here, which is on our radar. But there's a lot of things on the radar. So it's kind of just prioritize, get what you can done, regroup, look at what is the next best thing that you need to get done, and everything like that. So that is kind of what we're looking at now. I have given a lot of pepper and tomato seedlings away to my coworkers, and I still have a lot of tomatoes, so I think I'm going to run out of space. And I just don't think that I can give up that much more space to just one crop. There's other things that I want to grow, like beans, squash, melons, and I'm sure I'm missing some things there, but there's a ton of things that I still want to grow, and I just can't let the tomatoes be such hogs. So that's about all that's going on here in my garden so far. I hope that your garden's growing well. Let me know how it's doing in the comments below. Let me know if you have any good all-natural ways to deal with the slugs and snails, things that don't involve harsh chemicals or outright killing them. Yeah, I'd love to know. And until next time, bye.